In 2023, everybody's going to online. And if you're not online, you are missing out. Me and Austin Dunham here are killers online. And you're probably wondering, what is their strategy besides being handsome to get so many matches and dates in real life? In today's video, we're gonna go over our strategy and you're gonna see how they actually differ a little bit. So stay tuned to the end of this video. You don't wanna miss it. Well, what's good, guys? It's your boy Chad here from Defund Simping, and today I have a special guest.
Austin Dunham, AKA the Dizzler Romeo.
That's what I'm talking about. So today we're breaking down our online strategies. Now, we're both handsome guys, but actually, our strategy is a little bit different to yield the best results. So in today's video, you're gonna see some differences and similarities in our online strategy. But before we start today's video, make sure to head down to the link below to check out my private Discord community. We're gonna have 2 calls per month where we talk about stuff like this: online dating, approach anxiety, how to become confident, clothes, cologne, you name it. So check out the link down below to get access to the coaching calls twice a month. Without further ado, let's get into it. My strategy versus Austin's.
Let's go.
Round 1, profile setup. So let's talk about photos first. Now, most guys just go on their camera roll and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, upload. What is your strategy as far as your photos?
My strategy is basically getting the photo shoot done. Like having a very curated sort of presentation, hitting all points of leverage for you yourself. So for example, my points of leverage is my physique, is my sex appeal in terms of my tattoos and style.
True.
Also my face too. So I try to have a photo shoot that represents and hits all angles, showing that in mostly subtle ways, not kind of in your face ways. So for example, I don't post like gym shirtless photos, but like a photo shoot of me at the pool, or maybe is button down shirtless so you can see like the top of my abs. And then also maybe a more up close one of my face. So, and then one kind of showing like good angles of my tattoos. Basically, I think of all the points of leverage that I have for myself, and each photo needs to represent each point of leverage that works for me, or maybe for you too.
So I'm gonna speak on that first. Some of you guys are tall, and also in your photos, you have photos where they're cropped or you're sitting down a lot. You need to show that you're tall. That means find your shortest friend, go come here, and be a monster next to him. Use all points of leverage to your advantage. Now here's the thing. Some guys, what they do is they go overboard. So if they're in good shape, they're in the gym with their little G7X Canon taking pictures with their shirt off. It's like, you're definitely niching yourself down to like a gym girl.
Yeah.
But if you do what Austin does, hey, go to Zara, get a shirt that fits you kind of tight, lean back, maybe hold your arms like this, take the knuckle under the bicep, you know what I mean? And look, so you look bigger, but you're not trying to say, look at me. But obviously the physique shows.
Yeah, and I try to have a bit of variance in my pictures too. Like everything's obviously not shirtless, everything's not like formal.
True.
Like, you know, I have a nice dress one, maybe a streetwear one, maybe I'm traveling in this one.
True.
Like I got one on my Hinge profile where the Coliseum's behind me and I'm wearing a Versace shirt.
Yeah.
Kind of showing like an adventure.
Yes.
While also like a little bit of like, oh, this guy probably has a good financial backing of himself, right?
Absolutely.
And then also pictures I've taken with famous people too. So I just try to find leverage in the highest quality way possible. Not every picture of mine is done like on a digital good camera,
different.
but most of them are.
So how I do my profile setup is the first photo I want them to see is a date night photo ready. So guys, that means going to the barbershop, getting a fresh fade, throwing on that gold chain, throwing on a little watch or or a bracelet, collared shirt preferably, showing your date, potential date, yo, if we match, this is how I'm coming. Now, I like going to a place with like maybe a white tablecloth, maybe the vibe in the back is good, they have nice lights, they have good decor. Also, it shows good taste. So let's just say you're in LA, right? And it's you at Nobu Malibu. The girls are like, whoa, he got a reservation? Whoa, he eats there? So it shows your taste as well. Now, mind you, you can take that girl to Chipotle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't have to take her to where you went. It just shows that you have good taste. The second photo I want, guys, is you with some friends. If every photo is solo dolo, it may look like you don't have any. So have some friends in your photos, but just make sure you look like the main character. If you have photos with friends and they're more handsome than you, they are taller than you, they're better looking than you, girls may go, Okay, handsome. Oh, who's that guy? Hold on. You know what I mean? You want to make sure you're the main character. And lastly, show off a bit of lifestyle. Don't have all your photos taken in your living room or your bedroom or your bathroom. Get outside. I have photos of me on a balcony in Cartagena, Colombia. I have photos of me on a rooftop in LA. Like, move around, show people your lifestyle is fun.
Yeah, even if your lifestyle is not fun, you can like curate it.
Yes.
And like make it seem like it's fun.
Why the fuck you lying?
Figure out the spots in your city and like just take a day and just snap some pics, man.
Exactly, and the best time is to do golden hour. If let's say the sun sets at 7, that 3 to 6 window, the sun will look the most flattering on your skin. So make sure to check out during that time. You want to avoid noon where it's very bright and the sun is directly overhead. That will create raccoon eyes where your eyes are all shadowed because the sun is just overhead, opposed to the sun being more down the horizon where you can use it as a good key light. The second thing we're gonna talk about in today's video is prompts. I'm known for having prompts that are a bit wild and out there. How do you use prompts, Austin?
So the basis of my prompts are to evoke emotion and to initiate a girl to message you first.
Facts.
I've done that since 2020 because I've realized, well, first it was a discovery from the fact that the girls who messaged me first, I was more likely to go out on dates with them. I was more likely to not deal with flaking. So I was thinking to myself, outside of just my presentation, how can I entice more girls to message me first? So that's where I came up with these prompts of like challenges and dares or like just saying funny stuff. And I noticed through that, I can get a lot more girls messaging, not only off my pictures, but also off my prompts too.
Absolutely. So he hit the nail on the head. Guys, your prompts aren't made to talk about yourself. Do you think she's gonna message you first when you say, typical Sunday, watching the Rams? Like, do you think she gives a flying F about the Rams? Or are you talking about how you drink beer or you order tequila shots for the table? All of this stuff is gonna make her go, okay. You want to say something that can make her go, he did not just say that. So one that I've been telling my clients to use is typical Sunday. We're shopping at Sephora, but I'm outside waiting for you in the truck. Stuff like that, right? Where she's gonna go, no, like, you should come with me. Like, you want her to message you first. So you wanna have prompts that are going to make her wanna message you first. And don't really talk about yourself too much. Guys see it as a way to talk about themselves, which is great and all, but you almost use prompts as bait to get them to message you first. Like, that's probably the best way to go about it.
Your whole profile needs to be bait, really.
Yeah, the whole thing is bait. You see, guys, like, of course we are handsome, but what happens is we're using Hinge as a way to win. Everything is, will this attract? Will this attract? Ask yourself that. When you post a picture of yourself in your car with the seatbelt on, and you're like, ask yourself, will that attract? No, it won't. Or the picture of you in the gym bathroom with a bunch of urinals behind you and it's low lit and the mirror's dirty. Ask yourself, will this attract? Probably. Everything I do is I think, will this attract? So it's the best way to go about it if you want the most success.
Agreed, yeah.
This next part is gonna take a turn. So I personally do send likes on dating apps. Do you?
For the most part, I don't. And once again, this is through my own data and research.
True.
I found that, so I'm more risk averse and I'm not time averse, but I like to manage my time and not waste time.
True.
So I found that me swiping a whole lot was more so a lot of time wasting, because going back into the research of the girls who I went out on dates with, I reverse tracked, and there's a big common trend. About 70 to 80% of them liked me first. So the girls who I was swiping on, they were probably inactive, not even on the app, barely checked the app, wasn't serious for whatever reason. I kind of removed that layer of time swiping and then only deal with girls who swiped on me first. The reason is, once again, because I've noticed personally through my dating experiences that about 70 to 80% of those girls that I went out on dates with happen to like me first. And I think because those girls are the most active, most engaged, maybe the algorithm paired us and it knew that we were the most compatible in terms of our swiping habits, stuff like that. So I call it my lazy man dating strategy. If you're on multiple grids, aka dating apps, this works fairly well, especially if you got good presentation.
So here's the thing, he's right. Like, if you, most of the time when a girl messages you first, likes you first, her interest is pretty sky high and the chance of you seeing her is much higher. But do you think that's gonna work for most men or more so for your niche top 15 or 10% of men?
In terms of me not swiping on girls?
Do you think
or
so?
The messaging first.
I think the swiping. Do you think if most guys implemented the, hey, I only work with girls who like me first, you think that that would work for most, or that's more so for your niche top guys?
Well, since most guys aren't getting good results with dating apps, no, I don't think that would work for most. But like, you can view that from a different perspective.
True.
Does swiping on girls work for most guys? Not even.
Like
Dating apps in itself don't work for most guys.
They don't, no.
If you find yourself to a point where you're getting good results, you could use the strategy to save more time and do other things in your life instead of just swiping on dating apps. The point isn't necessarily to get the most girls, because even for me myself, the best way to get the most girls would be to be swiping 2 hours a day.
True, yeah, facts.
But I can use that 2 hours to be doing something else, which is going to make me more attractive, which then can help me attract more girls. Make sense?
Absolutely. So guys, basically, if you work on your online presentation well enough, you'll start to get more likes. Also, there's things like boosts where you can get yourself in front of even more people. He's right. If you're gonna, be on dating apps, the girls that like you first most of the time are gonna be the most cooperative. Now on my end, I do send likes, and also what I'll do is this. If I think a girl's like an 8 or a 9 on the look scale, I'll not only like her photo, I'll find something on her profile that I can poke at to evoke even more of an emotion. So let's just say, she's sitting at a dinner table and holding an espresso martini. I'll like the photo, and on Hinge I'll say, this is a pretty good POV, right? Mm-hmm. Or I'll say, I'll make it easy on you, wear this on our first date. And now, I've already engaged her, not just like the photo, I've engaged her as well, where she may not like me, but the fact that I made her go, she may not respond. Now, I'm at a lesser leverage. I liked her profile, and I already kind of asked her out. Yeah. So I'm definitely in the chaser position. Has this worked for me? Absolutely. But it hasn't worked long term where she was my girlfriend for 6, 7, 8 months a year. So there's pros and cons. You can look at my strategy and go, okay, I can get more. It's almost like you can swing the bat or let the easy pitch come down the pipe. The pitcher may throw a bunch of balls, he may throw a bunch of fast pitches. But if you wait for that perfect down the middle, you hit a home run.
It depends. If you're more risk averse like me, if you want to save more time, then follow my strategy. But if you want to get your feet wet and shoot as many shots as possible, then do shot strategy. It depends. You're different basketball players, right? Some ball players consistently shoot the 3, even knowing that they're going to miss half the time. True. Versus some people only take the shot when it's wide open.
True. Like for me, even last night, man, we're all just chilling at a bar. I'm like, let's bite this up. I approached 2 groups of girls, and the group of girls were so interested, they came over and talked to us almost the whole night. Mm-hmm. Now if I just sat and waited for girls to come to us, it could have happened. But I was like, nah, let me go out of my way and go get them, opposed to waiting for them to come to us.
Think of hunting, right? There's so many analogies with
so
this.
many, yeah.
Yeah, so a hunter, some hunters go chase after their prey, eventually catch and get it, versus some hunters just set traps and wait. True. I'm more of I set a trap. I know exactly what they like, what's going to attract them. I set the trap. I'm still sort of waiting, but they're eventually going to hit the trap, and then that's when I go catch it. Versus Chad is beer running after that shit, hunting
down, dude. I'm gonna hunt that bitch down, dude. 100%. So after you got the match, you got that notification, now comes the messaging part where a lot of guys mess up. I have my strategy. He definitely has his strategy. Let's start with me. I think I put on him last time. So my strategy is I'm going to set something up within 3 to 5 messages. A lot of men think that they have to get to know her hobbies, interests, where she went to school. That's for the date, boys. So what I'll do is this. Let's just break it down. I'll usually attack their prompts. Find something in their prompts that I can speak about. B, just be vanilla. Hey you, hey what's good? Because there's already mutual attraction. I don't have to be a clown. You know what I mean? I don't have to say a pickup line, anything like that. She finds me attractive, so I can say, hey you, hey what's up? Or the third way is me having some fun and saying something crazy like, damn girl, you built like a number 8. But I'd say for y'all, stick within the prompts or the vanilla approach. And if you're feeling bold, go ahead and say something crazy. Sometimes they're feeling it. Yeah. But that opens up the conversation. It's quick, small talk. And I say this line every single time. Hey, Melissa, comma, for good punctuation. What brings you to Hinge? Dates, a man, or you're just bored? The reason why you give them options, guys, is girls don't freaking know. And when they respond, you plug and play. I'm looking for dates. Perfect, you got a date this Friday. Let's go here at 8 o'clock. I'm looking for, I'm bored. You won't be bored anymore. We're doing this Sunday. Just take their word, is plug and play. Now, when they say they're looking for a man, this is where, if you're a real player, you don't gotta lie too much. So I say this, looking for a man, ooh, I'm not Mr. Right, but I am Mr. Right Now. And most of them laugh and go, okay, bet, like, what's your number or whatever. But some girls have said, nah, like, that's not what I want. And I respect that. Not every girl wants to be a freaky girl sucking on the first night, you know? So if a girl tells you she's looking for a man, I do respect that and don't waste her time. But my strategy is, guys, to be quick. Don't be sitting there in her messages all day. Because think about it. She matched with you, she matched with him, she matched with him. You gotta be quick. Get her off of Hinge, which is a massive box of dicks, to get her to iMessages, which is a smaller box of dicks. Hinge, big box, iMessages, little box. So what's your strategy? I know yours is a bit different.
Yeah, my strategy basically follows what I call my dating funnel.
That's right.
So I treat dating, sales, pretty much everything like a funneling system. So I get the leads in from dating apps. Now, sort of like Chad, the first 3 to 5 messages, what I'm looking for is investment and interest. Usually with my strategy too, is that I'll allow girls to message me first, and those are the ones I primarily deal with. So that kind of knocks out the interest sort of thing, or the attraction at least. And then from there, I look for investment. So texting a girl, she asks me questions back, or is she like one word answer sort of girl, then I immediately stop replying to her, filter her out. Now, I can pretty much see whether or not it's good or bad investment within 3 to 5 messages. So once I get that, that's when I move her to the next part of the funnel. I'm not even signed up at the date yet. So 3 to 5 messages, good investment. Next part of the funnel for me is Instagram. Message me on Instagram. For me, that's a compliance test. They have to message me on Instagram. So they like me, send me a message, now they have to message me. See all these hoops?
Yeah.
But the reason why I do all these hoops is because girls who jump through all these hoops, by the time they're out on a date with you, bro, they are primed, high interest. I'm not dealing with any BS. I hate dealing with BS. So she now messaged me on Instagram. At this point in time, it's all comfort building. So attraction, investment's done. Now comfort building for probably 5 or so messages, kind of depends. Throughout this time, I usually send a voice note in that period too, because that's a big comfort like amplifier alongside with seeing the social proof on my Instagram. And then that's when I go for the soft close. Hey, we should meet up and talk more soon. Or, you know, I think we should move this conversation in person. I'm not necessarily saying let's go out on a date. I'm saying like, you know, it's a soft close. And then from there, I look for enthusiasm in her reply.
Sure.
So it's more like, yeah, I'll be down for that. Oh, that would be awesome. What do you have in mind? If it's like a, I'll see, maybe, left and right.
That's why he's the GOAT!
Left and out. If it's, so I look for enthusiasm here. So now she's giving me enthusiasm, that's when I go for the hard close. Are you free this day or this day? We could go to this place at this certain time. And then she'll say yes, and it's set up, bro.
So how do you determine crib chick versus the going out chick?
I look at their pictures, their Instagram. If I'm getting any sort of whole red flags, like
tattoos on the chest, tattoos on the thigh.
A lot of tattoos, pictures with her tongue sticking out, bikini pictures down her Instagram. Yeah, so I just look for whole red flags really. And also if she's like attractive but not like bad, then more than likely a crib chick. So basically, in my eyes, like a 6 to 7, or she isn't like crazy, but she's good enough. Like maybe she has like a nice butt on her, a cute face, something like that. Then more than likely a crib chick. Also, I look for signs in their status, their perceived status, because I know that girls who perceive your status as about 2 to 3 points higher than theirs are way more likely to come over. And a way you can do this is by looking at their Instagram following. So believe it or not, some girls have negative ratios, where they'll have like 1,000 followers, but will be following 1,500 people.
Yeah, for sure.
If I see that, then crib chick, because I already know our value perception. Like this girl sees me as Drake, whereas she's just a fan.
True.
So they're more likely to come over. But in terms of going out on dates, if she's really, really attractive, like bombshell attractive, and or if I'm getting really good girl, nice girl sort of vibes from her through her communication, through her Instagram, which is very, very rare, this rarely happens, then I'll go out on a date.
I'll get her a drink.
Yeah.
I'll get her a drink.
I'll spend time with her.
So how my game works is, he can confirm this is not BS. My standards are a little too high, right? Yeah. So I tend to only go out with girls that I think are 8, 9, you know, in that area. So I tend to take majority of girls out for a drink. And usually I'm not a drinker. So usually girls drink at the pace of me almost every time, except for twice. So I get 1 drink. So we get a drink, we're on a rooftop somewhere in Hollywood or Beverly Hills, looking into the hills of Hollywood, just hanging out. And from there, hey, so I got something to tell you. Like, what? Either A, we call it a night, or B, next adventure. And like, well, what's the next adventure? I'm like, well, are you hungry? Yeah, I'm starving. I have a frozen pizza at the house and you watch a movie. Oh, that sounds great. Got him.
Frozen pizza?
Yeah,
Wow.
yep, I got a frozen pizza at the crib and they're hungry. So
you keep a frozen pizza at the crib?
Always, bro.
Yeah.
3, 4. Or if they said they're not hungry, I said, do you want to drink more? Like, oh yeah, well hey, I got bottle of Clase Azul at the crib. Like,
yeah.
Now mind you guys, basically guys, I have my place be a vibe spot for them to come back to. So I make sure the house is clean, I have alcohol, I have food, and they come back and, sometimes I'm very successful. Some nights it was close, but not close enough, which is fine. I'm cool with that. So, we both get to the result, but it's cool seeing different perspectives because, you think it's the same, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I make them jump through hoops.
Yeah, make the fellas jump through the hoops.
Exactly.
So you see these hoops, girl, start jumping.
Yeah. In terms of asking a girl back, though, like say I am out on a date.
Yeah.
My line was always, if you're comfortable, we can go back to my place, have some wine, and continue this conversation.
Cool. That's nice. That works.
Yeah.
I like to be a bit more like, well, if you could, there's 2 things we could do. I like to be a bit more like, what's the word? Like not ultimatum. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, I raise their senses by like asking them a weird question, but hey, it worked for him probably all the time.
Exactly, yeah.
Exactly. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for tuning in this video. Hopefully you got some good tips and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.